Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Kwingsletsplays, and the July game drought continues. So we're looking at Earthworm Jim HT, a game that released by Gameloft, who brought old Interplay's game back from the brink of death. I don't know if it was to celebrate some type of anniversary or not. I don't believe so, because Earthworm Jim came out in the, I want to say 94 or 93. I don't really remember. But this is a full-blown remake of Earthworm Jim, and there are rumors about Earthworm Jim 4 finally happening, as well as an Earthworm Jim TV show that's going to kick off. They announced it in 2021, but there's been no information about either of those projects again. But I heard more rumors about Earthworm Jim 4, so I figured, you know, people are going to get familiar with Earthworm Jim again anyway, so we may as well look at the HD remake. This is a remake of the Super Nintendo game, and it's pretty crazy. So, if you don't know what Earthworm Jim is, he is a guy who finds a super suit, who's just a worm. He pops inside and gets superpowers. And then his goal is to rescue Princess What's-Her-Name. It's pretty much...
Oh yeah, her name really is Princess What's-Her-Name.
Yeah, that's literally her name.
I forgot.
Princess What's-Her-Name.
This is a classic game that old people know about.
Wow, wow. You had to bring the old thing into it. So let's go.
Groovy, says JD.
Groovy. Groovy.
Yeah,
right.
says Blue's cat.
Ow. Ow.
Oh my gosh.
Earthworm Jim, how the story began. He was crawling in the dirt, and then a crow came and tried to eat his face. Earthworm Jim.
Oh yeah, I forgot there was a song.
Meanwhile, in outer space, the crow loses the super suit. It falls to the earth, where Earthworm Jim is crawling around. And it lands on the unsuspecting worm. Eventually. There we go. And then he blasts the crow, because crows are Earthworm's mortal enemies, so... He learned that he had super strength and a super suit. And then, he's got Psy-Crow looking for him.
Oh no, Psy-Crow. Oh right, because crows eat worms.
Go save the princess using your super spacesuit. New Junk City. And that's it. That basically throws you into what the game is, and then you're that thing.
It always bothered me that he was able to, like, basically jump rope with his own body. Oh, that's right, he can whip his head at people.
Whip people with his head, that's right. Yep. New Junk City.
Look at how intense his face looks.
His face is super intense. I always loved his expression when he shoots things, like, ah!
Yeah, then again, birds are the
Ow.
enemies of worms, says Blue's cat. Totally.
I like to launch the...
Now the worm must save the day. That's right, Later Gator. The early worm runs away from the bird. Oh wow, this brings back memories.
Launch the cow!
Cow launch. Actually, I never got very far in Earthworm Jim because it was wicked hard, as far as I remember.
Well, this is a remake, so it's not quite as hard as the original. They toned it down a little bit, but there was no journalist mode. There's no journalist mode in this.
Is there? Because someone was mentioning. Let's see what happens if Luke ends up turning it to easy mode.
I don't know
if there is an easy mode.
If you do easy mode, you had to start at the beginning.
Oh yeah, so you'd have to start all over. Well, yep. I guess we'll see how intense this gets.
And we're also playing Transformers Cybertronian Adventures. So yeah, if you guys don't know, there is a literal game drought because people are still, you know, trying to get things back in order from the pandemic. And the video game industry, especially this year, like this June, even I would say May through July, has been like lackluster releases. There are tons of games coming out in the fall, which is normal. That makes a lot of sense, right?
Yeah.
But this year especially, summer is usually when companies, you know, tend to release a lot of games, but they're really not. And a lot of the games that have released so far outside of Street Fighter will have some new content this month. Like, it's got a new character coming out, so... but other stuff is just kind of... I thought I can just...
Yep. Deanna says this isn't a game came out when she was a baby.
Mm-hmm.
Weird games were more prevalent back then. Definitely, Deanna.
Oh, there were a lot more releases back then. Oh, yeah.
There were a lot of... this was... I mean, I feel like the 80s and 90s was animal mascots.
Yes!
There were so many animal mascots.
There were lots of animal mascots, yep, correct.
You know, Sonic, Earthworm Jim,
yes, Sonic counted as an animal mascot,
yeah,
that's true.
It's probably the most popular of all the 80s and 90s animal mascots that actually, Crash Bandicoot, yeah, what were you gonna say?
Well, I'm just gonna say, if I'm not mistaken, what made the HD remake a little bit different is they gave more arrows where you needed to go.
An animal mascot, Bubsy Bobcat, what's that one, oh, and of course we're gonna do another 80s, 90s animal mascot, Sparkster, the opossum.
Yep. He got Konami actually gave him a remake in 2010, which it's actually pretty solid. It's based on the original Sparkster, or the original Rocket Knight. Excuse me. Sparkster was the Super Nintendo version, which I still say is superior. I love Sparkster.
Also, I would say Star Fox counts as animal mascots.
Yup, there were a lot of animal mascots back in the day.
Star Fox is one of the most successful, except for they haven't had a successful game in a while.
No, Star Fox Zero was not the game that fans of Star Fox wanted.
And then I forgot, there was that weird bat, Arrow the Acrobat.
Yeah, the bat. Arrow the Acrobat, totally. I remember him.
I think I had that on Sega Genesis.
I still love his facial expression. Like, he had a lot more sinister looks to him, though. Like, the HD remake, they got rid of some of the more intense-looking faces he had on the Super Nintendo. When he would shoot down, it almost looked like die, die, die.
It felt like this game was made for adults.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. It feels like a lot of people's dads played this game.
I don't even think Princess What's-Her-Name is in this. Like, I think... Because I remember beating this game and they just had, like, kind of text to it. They didn't really have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's like, no offense, but it feels like, oh, this game is full of corny dad jokes and, like, everything is super intense. Like, everything is a little bit violent, you know? So it feels like it was made for dads, basically. This is like a dad game.
Yep. And Earthworm Jim has been plagued with... He was supposed to get a reboot in 2017. And the game was in a different style than, you know, fans are traditional with Earthworm Jim. And then Earthworm Jim got an announcement during the pandemic, or at the end of pandemic, I believe in 2022. They announced that Earthworm Jim 4 was happening, but the company that's making it is a company I'm not familiar with. So, I don't know if it's real or not, but people seem to think it's real. And the reason why they're making it is because Earthworm Jim is coming back with a new cartoon show.
Oh, there you guys go. Yeah, Sly Cooper, Jack and Jackster, Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, their K-Wife, definitely TD4 JC. Donkey Kong, Country, yeah, Donkey Kong, Star Fox,
Oops.
Yeah, I guess almost Pokemon would almost count as an animal. Well, tons of animals in that. Banjo-Kazooie, yeah, Banjo-Kazooie. Animals appeal to kids more. Definitely Sharon. Well, they appeal to kids, and I think they also appeal to like people that like cute things. They were talking about that in like a Sony conference a while ago, that a lot of adult women gamers actually like small animals in games, even if they're adults, because girls like cute things. So sometimes when the FTC was saying this certain game was geared towards kids, in reality, a lot of adult women would play it as well, because women like cute things. But some guys like cute things as well. But Earthworm Jim, I don't know if I'd call him cute.
Yeah, he doesn't count as cute.
There was a game that felt exactly like an animal mascot game from the 80s and 90s, which I thought Luke and I would... We started playing it, but we were about to get banned, you know, flagged by the FTC. And it came out recently. I can't remember what it was called, but it was just... It reminded me of like a 90s game. That Fox game. It was so cute. I thought it was a great game, actually. I can't remember the Fox game, but we played it for like one episode. New Junk City! Nostalgia overload.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, him jump roping with his own body always like freaked me out. I think that's what made me never want to play this game when I was younger. Even though I think we somehow must have had this on PC. Let's see, games I had on PC a long time ago, and that was Windows 3.1, was Earthworm Jim, Lemmings, Warcraft, the first one, Warcraft 1 and Warcraft 3. I don't know if I ever had Warcraft 2 on there.
Oh,
you're a worm.
Yeah, they had these worm levels. So they take you out of your suit, and then they make you a little worm.
And I bet you only get like one hit or something if you're a worm.
No, all you can do is jump.
And the buttons were really different. I feel like the buttons were hard too. This is a lot harder than it looks. As far as I know, because for me, I remember this was frustrating. I never even got to here.
No, I think... I thought they took him out of the suit in Earthworm Jim 2. I don't remember him popping out of the suit in the original Earthworm Jim. I could be wrong. This might be remake stuff. Like, I didn't get a chance to play the original before I did the remake recently. Like, I'm glad that this works. Because we were having problems with the PlayStation that we're using is the one that got fried. So, you know, we use another PlayStation. We use a refurbished PlayStation when we played War for Cybertron, and if we do Fall for Cybertron, we'll end up using that system as well, because this one gets a little buggy because it has components of it that got fried. This is during our Spider-Man 3 playthrough. This was our original PlayStation 3. The HDMI aspect of it caught fire, so it messed up the online aspect of it, as well as it messed up some other stuff. So we're using like another means to capture the game.
Yeah, the Moogles from Final Fantasy would kind of count as an animal mascot. I think it felt like almost every franchise from the 80s and 90s had some type of animal in it to make maybe kids feel comfortable, or people that like cute things. Definitely. Yeah, the Moogles are a great touch to Final Fantasy. That was really funny. The stud, it said stud, you go to the top level, and the wimp goes on the bottom level.
Yeah. So basically what you do is you just get the dude to travel over there, and then you try to hit him with the box.
I'm glad that Luke is playing this and not me, because I would be crying if I was playing this. It's so hard. Yeah. It's like not a grotesque, like the animation isn't grotesque, but it's kind of like intense, like an angry kind of. It's like an action movie, kind of. It's like he's supposed to be an action star.
It's not as hard as the original. The original was way harder.
I kind of wish I could see the new Mission Impossible movie, actually.
You should probably do it.
I know, what do you want?
Dun, 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 dun. Ow! Ow!
Oh, there was a Gex the Gecko? Oh, wow.
Yes, there was Gex the Gecko.
Wow, Sharon.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, that sounds cute. Oh no, it wasn't an animal, but I like another fun character that they had on PC back then was Spot from 7-Up.
There you go. So that's New Junk City. So This game was available to purchase up until 2017 on both the PlayStation 3 and Xbox services. As far as I know, it was pulled before the pandemic, and you can't get it anymore. But supposedly a new Earthworm Jim 4 is coming.
It looks like an interesting game, says Later Gator.
Yeah, if you press the button, then it doesn't end. Andy Asteroids.
All of these names sound familiar to me. And I think your dad liked playing this game a lot.
He thought Earthworm Jim was interesting. Like when it came on the Super Nintendo, he was like, "It's like I'm playing a cartoon." That's what he said when it was on Super Nintendo, because I believe it was hand drawn.
Oh wow, yeah, it definitely has a really interesting feel to it. That's like so unique compared to other games.
Now, I don't know if people can help me with this, but I don't know. Either Michael Townsend was the voice of the Tick in the original, or he was the voice of Earthworm Jim. I think Earthworm Jim was voiced in the cartoon, which we recently got. We have the whole series on DVD, because they were not getting more of that for whatever reason. But I think it's Jim Cummings was the voice of Earthworm Jim. And it had the adventures of him, Princess what's her name, and Peter the Puppy. Peter the Puppy is a terrifying creature. Ow.
Peter the Puppy? Oh wow.
Yeah, Peter the Puppy. I'm not doing very well. We might actually get a game over here on Andy Asteroid. I'm supposed to chase after Psy-Crow. Ow! Oh, actually, I'm winning. Never mind. We beat Psy-Crow. We're good. So yeah, they have these like little stages in between. Now you're supposed to have the fun, crazy music. Yep. Oh
very cute. His head is a lasso. Spy Fox, made by Humongous Entertainment. Pajama Sam, Freddy the Fish. Yeah, it was a different fox. That was it was a modern day indie game that was made in the style of a 90s or 80s thing, but yeah, that's in Spy Fox sounds fun.
Groovy.
Oh my gosh.